Welcome, everyone, back to Anonymous Addiction, Deprogramming Podcast. I'm Bobby C. I'll be your host. Don't forget to subscribe on Anonymous Addiction, Deprogramming Podcast. Check us out on Anonymous Addiction, My Truth About AA, as Bobby C sees it, private group on Facebook. You'll get all the new skinny. Today, we're going to talk about, I've been away for a while. I went up to Oregon for 7, 8, 10 days. And with my brother-in-law up there, me, Jane, and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. We had a real good time up in Oregon, and so we enjoyed ourselves. But I haven't done a podcast in a couple of weeks, and I'm missing it. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna be calling this AA Trusted Servants equals volunteered slavery. Okay, that's what I'm gonna be calling this. Trusted servants, AA trusted servants versus volunteered slavery. Matter of fact, this is the Derek Trucks Band, volunteered slavery. Yeah, we're going to talk about servant. They trusted servant. What do they talk about when they say servant? Devoted. Devoted and helpful. Follower. So servant's a follower. Follower, minister, deacon, one who works for a master. Volunteered slavery. Yes. So we're going to be breaking that down. Deacon means servant. Isn't that strange? Deacon means servant. It's the Greek word. Bleeding. Do you ever hear a bleeding deacon or an elder statesman? Oh yeah, it's in let's see. That's right here in the 12 and 12. Tradition 2, they talk about the bleeding deacon. When they talk about tradition 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority. A loving God is me express himself in our group conscious. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. Trusted servants. Volunteers. We're volunteers. Volunteerism. The whole network is done by recruiting and volunteers, right? And over again, let's see, tradition 9. It states over here, tradition 9. They talk about trusted servants. It's trustees or caretakers and expediters of our world services. Trusted servants. Tradition 9 is each AA group needs the least possible organization. What a crop. This organization, they call it a structure. This is the concepts, world concepts. It's the most organized programs probably in history. It's there's no organization, right? Each AA group needs the least possible organization. When they talk about the group, yeah, they talk about the group because the group is just one individual. So you're sitting in a group. Okay, you're passing the basket. Now they're putting $2 in. You're passing the basket. Maybe you're putting change in. Maybe you're putting $1 in. Maybe you're putting 2. That's nothing, right, Bobby? You got 20 people sitting around one meeting, passing in a couple bucks in the basket. Pass the basket. 7th tradition. No problem, right? Until you start adding it up. I mean, in this is just Orange County. This is Orange County AA meeting directory. 1,300 meetings. 1,300 meetings just in Orange County. 1,300. Okay, just add it up. Start adding up. 1,300 meetings just in Orange County. Well, there's 130 groups, 130,000 groups around the world. Okay. They got about, AA has about 2.2 million members. Okay. That's the money part of it. That's no big deal because you're gonna pay some rent. Some people get rent for free. Some people pay $50 a month. You know, they go into churches. All our meetings usually were in churches, basement of churches. Look, I went to so many damn meetings. I've been around Alcoholics Anonymous for over 30 years, 33, 34. I stopped going about maybe 6 years ago. So I've been to a lot of meetings. So you pay rent, okay? And what else do you buy? You buy literature. That's the other side. That's the corporate. There's two corporations. There's this corporation, and then there's the Grapevine Corporation, which is, wait till we get into that. That's where all these books come from. All the books, the big book, all different types of step books, all different kinds of different books. Oh, the Pass It On book, Dr. Bob and the Good Old Timers. You're going to find a lot of information. Matter of fact, you know, occult just means hidden, hidden secrets, hidden. They're not, they don't hide nothing. It's all plain sight. You have to connect the dots, follow the money. And then you start understanding more about the organization and about the AA, the group. You'll just start discovering about the group and the trusted servants and the whole volunteer system. Volunteered system. Okay. Oh, you got pamphlets, the 12 concepts. 12 concept pamphlets. 12 concept pamphlets. These pamphlets we buy. Yeah, we put the money here. Here we go. We put the money in the basket. We buy all the literature. These are just a handful. These are the newest ones. The God Word. These are the two newest ones. The God Word. AA for alcoholics with mental health. These are just two of the newest ones. Okay. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. You don't think there's hundreds? I don't have hundreds in my hand. There's not hundreds. I'm going to show you something. This is where the money's made, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the money's made. Grapevine. This is where you buy all your literature. The lighting is page after page after page after page of books, literature, in all different languages, all over the world. This is where the money cash cow is. Page after page after page of literatures, tapes, posters, all kinds of distribution. We buy them, the volunteers, the trusted servants. Volunteered slavery, volunteered, yeah, we volunteer to be slaves to Alcoholics Anonymous. We volunteer. Espanol. We volunteer. Oh, you want some, you need these, don't you remember these in AA meetings? Live and let live, but for the grace of God in every meeting. Think, think, think. We used to turn that upside down because we don't want you to think. Think, think, think. We turn that upside down. Don't you remember? First things first. Easy does it. These are just, there's the Serenity Prayer. Of course, the Serenity Prayer is everywhere, and it's not, that does not come from AA. Books after books after books after books after books. This one's real thick. This one's really thick. Books after books after pamphlets after literature, tapes, CDs, big books. Dr. Bob, oh, Dr. Bob, pass it on. Came to believe in all 4, 5, 6 different languages, living sober, you name it, after one after another, one after, this one's even thicker. Literature. This is how you send away for your literature. Don't forget your grapevine. Don't forget buying your grapevine. Don't forget your grapevines. And these are sent to GSRs. Send these out to GSR, General Service Reps, which I was a General Service Rep. Oh yeah, that's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. Al-Anon does the same thing. All the 12-step programs do the same thing. This is an Al-Anon packet. Okay. Let's see this. The light is very. This is an Al-Anon packet given to a newcomer. Emails, people's names, emails, phone numbers. Anybody can walk into any meeting. You come out of a court, the court sends you there. You don't even have a problem with alcohol or drugs. You're just a psychopath. You come into an AA meeting, an Al-Anon meeting, mostly women. Grab the meeting list. You got all their emails. You got all their phone numbers. I have a bunch of them that has last names on them. Then you get these, there's like 30 pamphlets in here. Al-Anon, Alateen pamphlet, information for the newcomer, guide for the family of alcoholics, so you love an alcohol, dear mom and dad, purpose and suggestions. Then you got the inner group, making a start of alcoholics. A newcomer asked, is AA for me? A glance. There's 30 different things in here. Oh, we hand them out. We buy them. The members buy these. We buy them. We put the money in. They pay the rent. Oh, and don't forget, as Bill sees it, that's why I say as Bobby C sees it, not as Bill sees it. It's not as Bill sees it anymore for me, and it shouldn't be for you. This is a deprogramming podcast. First of all, I have to acknowledge I've been programmed. I have to acknowledge that I'm being programmed. So if you're still in Alcoholics Anonymous, stay in. Just check us out. This is what I say. If you're still in Alcoholics Anonymous, just check us out while you're still in. This way you can listen, you can think, you can question, you can observe what's going on with all the books because you're becoming aware. You're observing and becoming aware because before no one connected the dots for you. Bob, that's what Bobby C is here for, to connect the dots. So let's get down. Here, the magic of compound recruiting. I got this book when I was in A.L. Williams Insurance Occult. It was a pyramid. Okay, same thing. The power of marketing. The power of marketing. Alcoholics Anonymous is a master at marketing. You think Bill and Bob designed this? Bill and Bob did not have the mentality to create the world's largest multi-level marketing addiction recovery scheme. They think Rockefeller sent his advisors, grabbed this up, created the Alcohol Foundation, which it says it right here. First, it says it right here. This was called, it says, the 12 concepts of the world service. This is what it says. I'm reading it. They found out in the book of the AA Service Manual, 12 Concepts of World Service, should be read by every trusted servant. It's not complicated. It's a simple program. It's very simple. You have a big book, 12 steps. You got the 12 traditions, and you got the 12 concepts. It is so complex, it'll make your head spin. Oh, it's simple. It's easy. It's easy. Here, let's see. Lots of people. This is the master plan for multi-level marketing. Lots of people doing a little bit and a few doing a lot. The few is the ones that go to the conferences. There's only 21 trustees. They're at the top of the pyramid. 21 trustees are at the top of the pyramid. They want us to believe that this is AA shaped. It goes this way to the two corporations. No, it's plain sight. Here's the AA coin. The AA coin puts you in the middle of the pyramid. Always. You're always in the middle of the pyramid. Okay? And don't forget, our dollars buys us chips. One day at a time. First day, newcomer, chips. 1 month, 2 months, 90 days, 1 year, to lifetime, because you have to stay in Alcoholics Anonymous for the rest of your life. It's a lifetime program, right? Daily reprieve from a spiritual foundation. It's not spiritual. It's all about God. How it works, at the end of how it works, read in every meeting around the world. I don't know, it just disappeared on me. Oh, here it is. How it works at every meeting, read at every meeting around the world. At the end, I know I have it said, we were alcohol, could not manage our lives. B, that no human being could restore us to sanity. No human being. So what's that mean? God's mentioned just in 164 pages. It's mentioned 133 times. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. Plain and simple. It's so simple, it's like right in front of us. It's always right in front of us. So you have to connect the dots. Follow the money, connect the dots. Let's see. Oh, here's something really crazy. I was given this. There's cults within the cults. Okay, there's big book thumpers. There's different specific meetings. For this one, I went to one at Birds of a Feather. I was invited in by a pilot, a friend of mine. Birds of a Feather, just for pilots, Alcoholics Anonymous. This is a cult within a cult. Somebody gave me this book because, I was considered, you could call me bleeding deacon, but many people called me an elder statesman because I had a lot of years. And all along, I was trying to deprogram other people and myself very gently, because all along through my time in Alcoholics Anonymous, I suggest this to everybody: check out other things. If you're in there, if you're contemplating leaving, check out some other avenues. Continue to stay, but you check out other avenues and get out of there once you get another little foundation of friendship with somewhere. Forget the sponsor stuff. They're all friends. You get a nice friend. You join a one-on-one group with a therapist or a friend. Join a group therapy. Find some like-minded people and be safe. Don't trust everyone. Not every therapist has your interest in mind. And I know that for a fact. I was just talking to somebody yesterday who's afraid to go to any therapist because she went to a therapist to share, and I'm sure the girl didn't have much experience, but ethics and morals. She shared some information. It's child services. She sent next day. She sent child services over to question her. Be careful. Be careful of who you talk to, especially in the professional world, because after all the professionals are taught from the same model, the 12-step model. Rockefeller designed the whole educational system. So be careful where you go to, okay? A so-called professional. It's somebody that's has a lot of time and a lot of knowledge and been there and done that and can really help, especially the women. Watch out, especially the women. You know, a lot of single mothers. 50% of divorces. We have all the single mothers out there, and they have childs, and they do have problematic drinking, drugging, and yes, and some of them have to be taken away. Yes, I understand that, but more get reported that don't have to be reported. Oh, this was on, I'm talking about trusted servants, right? And I'm talking about volunteered slavery, right? So I'm calling it volunteered slavery. Let me play this here. I love this. Volunteered slavery. So getting back to slavery, addiction was originally used to describe assignment, typically referred to the bond of slavery that lenders imposed upon delinquent debtors or victims on their convicted aggressors. Such individuals were mandated to be addicted to the service. Listen to that. Addicted to this service. Don't we find, isn't it strange that people become addicted to Alcoholics Anonymous? One addiction to another? Addicted to Alcoholics Anonymous. Think about that. Okay. It's National Drug Council and the WHO, the World Health Organizations. This is coming from them. Addicted to the service of the person to whom they are owed restitution. Because trusted servant, volunteered slavery, you must give it away to keep it. That's a must in Alcoholics Anonymous. You have to be of service to Alcoholics Anonymous. And above all, to not your personality. We're creating another identity. Excuse me. We're creating another identity, the alcoholic and alcoholism disease identity. I'm going to give you a new identity. You call it an alcoholic, an addict. We don't use labels here at Anonymous Addiction. No more alcohol, no more disease, problematic drinking and drugging. Look, some people just, I agree with this. Some people just have to give up. Me, I believe in an alcohol-free, drug, tobacco-free lifestyle. That's my choice. I believe in anybody that knows me knows I believe in empowered choice. You can do your own thing. If you can moderate, moderate. Harm reduction, you might smoke some weed, you might marijuana is legal in so many different places. I was just trimming this weekend. I was helping my brother-in-law trim some plants. You're allowed 4 big plants. He had 4 big trees. And, just because I don't smoke it doesn't mean I can't trim it. And, it's a natural plant. Psychedelics, a lot of people are using psychedelics, microdosing and different stuff like that. Modalities, whatever modality you're into, I'm not judging you. Don't judge me by my alcohol-free lifestyle that I don't even I don't even have, it's not even a choice because it just, that's the way I roll. So I don't even think about it. I can go anywhere. But would I want to hang around with people that are drinking and drunk and going in the bar? No, that's not my deal. I believe, some people don't believe that alcohol affects the thinking. That's the craziest notion in the world. I don't care what psychological or what pharmaceutical or pharmacologic terminology you want to use. You drink a pint of whiskey and you're going to be a little dumbfounded. You're going to be goofy because I know, okay? If it affects your body, mind, and spirit, alcohol is a poison and it is a carcinogen. Now, do billions of people drink it? Yeah, because society has accepted it. Society accepted it just like society accepted the disease concept. It accepts the alcohol industry and the pharmaceutical industry and the tobacco industry without us pushing back. Well, I push back. Alcohol industry should be held responsible for the devastating consequences it has on society. We're just brainwashed into thinking. Go watch a Netflix movie. Every Netflix movie I watch, there's so much drinking in it. It's pathetic. They make it like it doesn't affect you. You can drink a half a bottle of booze and, just stay. That's not true. These poor young kids are drinking and ODing on alcohol poisoning. So do I dislike the alcohol, drug, pharmaceutical, and tobacco industry? Yeah, yes. Okay. Oh, do I believe in capitalism? No, I don't even like capitalism. I don't. Capitalistic pigs, psychopathic, greedy people. But we have capitalism in this country, this so-called democracy, whatever. It's getting more. I see it more like a communist state, socialist communist state, but country. But I don't want to talk about politics because I don't believe in politics. That's another cult. Government is a cult. Politics is a cult. Divide and conquer. So I go there. I go there because it's not much different than this. It's not much different than the promotion, just like promoting alcohol commercials and every TV commercial. Oh, it doesn't hurt nobody. It's good. And packaging it to the kids and the women out there is, I mean, look, I'm old. I came in Alcoholics Anonymous in 1984. And, you know, today they have so many alcohol beverages that look pretty cute, taste great. I guess it does. It looks, young kids are drinking it just like the vape. Young kids are vaping because they put all that delicious candy in it, right? Let me not go there. Okay, so getting back to this. So I go there and somebody gives me this. Okay, it's a cult within a cult. Back to the 40s because they want to say back to the 40s because the new Alcoholics Anonymous is going all wrong. They're saying because look it up, the percentage rate is what are they saying? 8 to 12%. I mean that's what they're saying, but here they said back in the olden days it was 75% effective, even though they had a couple of hundred people, a couple of hundred people in there, and it was hijacked by Frank Amos, who Rockefeller sent over to dissect the whole program and create it. Because you think Bill created this program? Here's one of Bill's original. This is one of his original writings by Bill W. I don't know where they get it from, but they get this crap from the archives. One of the old original 6 steps. 6 steps. You can't even read his writing. You can't even understand his writing. Okay. The 6 steps: admitted hopeless for good. Admitting hopeless for good. Got honest with self, got honest with others, made amends, helped others without demands, and prayed to God as we understand him. 6 steps, that's what Bill had. Well, the original, this book is the original, there's the original discharge paper. It's the original. It's a copy, but it's not the original thing, but it's a copy of the original. Bill was in there from 12/11 1934 to 12/18/34, and of course somebody else paid. They paid $125. That was a lot of money for that many days. The fee. Somebody else paid it, of course. Bill didn't have. He was broke. He was broke for so many years after Rockefeller had to bail him and Dr. Bob out, paid Dr. Bob's mortgage off, and paid them like 30, $40 a week. And Alcoholics Anonymous didn't get self-supported for many, 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 many years. Who supported it? Mhm. Let's see. Oh yeah. So you want to go through the steps here. Taking the 12 steps in 1 month, right out of the big book. Come on, come join this group. This is a hot and heavy for the old timers. Okay, to want to get back to the 40s. They'll get you young guys in there. Become volunteers. Come and trust and serve it if you want. There's no fee for membership. No. We're self-supporting for our own contributions, of course, because it was the marketing scheme, the best marketing scheme going. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, okay. So getting back to, I pay rent. We pay rent. Sometimes we get it for $50 a month. You know, I started meetings in Fountain Hills, Arizona, from scratch. Now I expanded them Monday to Friday. Okay, there was hundreds of members going into that weekly. Okay, so we get a lot of money, and we donate to the church, the Catholic Church up there. You know, Father taught when he was there years ago. Here's what they suggest: after you pay your rent, the rest of the money, 50% of it, it tells you right there. It tells you the percent. This is in every meeting list in the world. It tells you the percent, the first page. 50%, make that check out to central office. Okay, your central office. After that, 50% goes to the central office. And send the rest up 30%, even though they like to do 40, because they like to send more up to general service office in New York, where all the big bucks go. Write a check out to them. Oh, they give you the P.O. box. And of course, there's a secretary, because we're self-supporting and we have these trusted service positions. I mean, I was a secretary, so you have your own little checking book, you know, and make sure you get your money. And then 10% we could send to area and local areas, you know, payable to 10%, 10%. But they get sparse. They don't get much. And organized, it's not organized. They call it, see, they changed the names in Alcoholics Anonymous. They change it from, we're not organized. They call it a structure. They call it a structure. We're not organized. This is just your home group. We're not organized. Service structure inside the AA group. It's inside the AA group, the structure, the organization. We're not organized, but you better get organized, because this is how it is. And they tell you how to get organized. Okay? This is the concepts. This is where the big boys go. This is where all the big conferences is. Who pays for the conference? Who pays for the people to fly to the conferences? Intergroup rep, you got an intergroup rep, they get paid. Right? You got we have secretaries that get paid in all these places. The intergroups are big bookstores, CD stores, gift stores. Go into an intergroup. You ever been into one? Go check one out. Go look. I've been into them. You know, I know. I've started many different groups. Okay. So remember, servant, devoted, helpful, follower. You don't think we're like Moonies? You want to see some service positions? Let's see here. Service positions in Alcoholics Anonymous. There's so many of them. They call them a liaison. They're promoters. We promote all over the place. I got so much stuff over here. I'm looking for this one pamphlet. That's okay. We're promoters. We promote Alcoholics Anonymous. There's no such thing as a attraction. Okay. If you really wanted to know about who would be attracted to giving your life, giving your will and your life over to the care of AA and God and to recruit others for life, how attractive is that? I don't think it's very attractive. So remember, it's a model after the magic of compound recruiting. It's a multi-level marketing, you know. And here's at the end, it'll show you the recruiting mentality with the sponsorship. And it tells you the magic of compounding, going wide by recruiting. But let's see, deacons must mean servants in Greek, the Greek word. For Latin, servants mean slave, owned by a master, legally forced him to work without wages. Trusted servant. Watch what you say after I am. You don't have to do that at a meeting, an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Be careful what you say after I am. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave it at that. Check us out please subscribe on Anonymous Addiction Deprogramming Podcast. Check us out on Anonymous Addiction, My Truth About AA, as Bobby C sees it. When I say as Bobby C sees it, I mean as you see it, not as Bill sees it. Take care, everyone. We'll see you on the rebound.